so big they don't notice. When discussing some of the mainstream conspiracy theories, it comes up now and again on how could everyone be in on it when it comes to it being kept under wraps by so many. And it does seem like a big ask, to just think that millions of people are in on it, keeping this really big secret to themselves and actively making sure others don't find out. There are ones who know, and ones who can't know. But I see it as remarkably easy to get lots of people on board with an idea, and then run with it. As the famous quote by Joseph Goebbels goes, if you tell a lie big enough and keep repeating it, people will eventually come to believe it. The lie can be maintained only for such time as the state can shield the people from the political, economic, and/or military consequences of the lie. Example. I'll use the flat earth round earth theory debate for this, discussed already slightly in my article Flat or Round, keeping in mind this works for both scenarios of convincing of a flat or round surface, whichever you want to be the outcome, or indeed whatever the lie. At the start of the education system or involved industry being rolled out, i.e. curriculum, space agencies, security departments, etc., you decide what to teach the top professor or leader in their field. They then teach that to others, and so on. That's how normal things are put into the mainstream, and a constant stream of regurgitation of the same information is had, passed on for generations as truth and fact, as they have been taught it, until they decide to accept that new information is allowed. And equally, if you wanted to disrupt or corrupt knowledge, you could do it using the same model. There are also little things along the way to nudge it into place. Create maps to fit the picture you are painting. Make the maths fit, as once you have your answer to start, you can work your way back for the formula. Start things being computerised, then you can program in whatever you want. As long as the people reading it see what they are meant to, or read them as they have been taught to. Everything can be put in place to give the illusion of a much more limited Earth. The world just got smaller, they said. And maybe it did, because it was suddenly limited to us by way of an Antarctic treaty, where everyone just agreed to leave that bit and just do science on a really small, limited and restricted scale. Have to say, I don't believe that cover story at all. With the crater theory Earth, it is said to be both flat and round, as we are a flat surface within a crater, hence sea level. And the bigger planet we are part of is round, and vaster than we can imagine, with the other craters representing the other planets. So when other life forms and aliens are discussed, they don't mean from outer space, they mean from over there. Same with Mars missions and all the space expenditure. It is said it's used to try and get out of this crater, because although we say there are other craters, apparently we are trapped in this one. I'm still on the fence with that one, but interested all the same. But what if everyone knew that there was more, and it was bigger? It would change the playing field a bit, wouldn't it? It also seems to me that available maps are plentiful of what the other bigger Earth looks like. Maths have been calculated and models made to predict movements of the sun and moon. Just as tidy as all the other information we have been given for the globe Earth. Just lacking pictures to back it up. But I'm sure Photoshop and CGI will catch up there. And for the images we do have to prove the globe Earth, one could speculate the use of a round lens, round telescopes, rounded glasses, etc., which can create the image being rounded, or fisheye as they dubbed it. Funny how they claim maps were just wrong from hundreds of years ago, which shows water distribution being very different. Yet parts are extremely accurate, even to this day, but they got half wrong? Maybe there is more to see there. And anyone who raises questions can be discredited, or laughed at, or cancelled, literally. And some people don't want to admit they've been fooled, or could be, so won't entertain the thought that someone lied and they could be deceived. That would be preposterous, they may say to themselves, and shut down any further thought of it. But sometimes, to get the answer which may end up being fantastical, you have to entertain the outrageous, or the preposterous. It doesn't mean to accept it or go with it, but at least don't dismiss it unnecessarily. I think it also suits a purpose for both flat or round to be believed and disbelieved, and for people to be busy trying to argue for and against. While we take time to focus on out there, we maybe aren't giving in here our full attention. So, all of it could be a complete fantasy and just pie in the sky. We do have everything figured out, all the answers to where we are and such. Sounds conveniently wrapped up. No more thinking to be done there, right? Well, to people like me, there is.